I'm cricket.
Nope, I think you're okay. All right, all right, all right. We are officially live on here. So thank you for joining in with us today, guys. Got me on the road, but we are definitely checking in with you guys. So if this is your first time meeting and connecting with me, my name is Andrea Wilson. I'm the broker here at Brickhouse Realty. We're an independent brokerage here in servicing Northeast Ohio. And so we're kind of been doing these interviews, kind of this pre-show leading up to our home buyer workshop that is on October 4th. That's going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. over in Warrensville Heights Library. So you still have time to join in with us. And so I've been interviewing the panelists who are going to be presenting on October 4th. And so I have Victoria joining in with me today. So, Victoria, if you can introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, I am Victoria Jeter, and I am a realtor over at Brickhouse Realty.
All right, Victoria, tell everyone, how long have you been licensed?
I've been licensed for about 2.5 years now.
All right. And so you've worked with a lot of first time home buyers, right?
Yes, I feel like that is my niche and that is my passion. I love to see their reaction. It's funny that we go through this process and they're like on pins and needles the whole time. I literally have a client right now that tried to back out of a deal twice just because of cold feet, though. Like
Yeah.
nothing other than that. So I'm excited to get to that closing so she can see the excitement and why it's such a big deal to be a homeowner and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely scary. That's part of the reason we like to do a buyer consultation. So, our first step to all of this is come and join us for our home buyer workshop. We're going to give a high level overview of what to expect if you're buying a home. And then from there, we want to have a one on one with you to do a buyer consultation. So, I do see a question that says, how can I register? I will, at the end of this, put the link in this under this video so you can register for it. We do have some spots available. So Victoria, with working with first time home buyers, what are some of the common questions that kind of come up through the process?
So I think the most common question is just how to get started. I think a lot of people don't know that they're able to purchase a home because they just don't know what it takes to be qualified. So I think that's the number one question that I get for a first time buyer is just how to get started. So I'm super excited that we're having this workshop because it's literally going to take you step by step by step on what is necessary to be done to get approved and to purchase a home.
Okay. Um, so talk about the client you said that just had cold feet. Why do you think she felt like it was a bad property, or do you think it was a bad property?
No, so the property itself is actually a really solid property. From my experience, typically with the first time home buyer, they don't understand. One, it takes a little while to find the property, right? So we can be looking for a property for like 3 months and you feel like it's taking forever and you're not going to find a perfect house. And then when you do and you submit the offer, it goes really fast after that. And I don't think
Mhm.
people realize how fast that process goes, even though we say 30 to 45 days, but that's super fast with just documents, talking to title, talking to lenders. For her and her situation, she's younger, and I'm very excited to be working with her because she's younger and she understands the importance of buying. Otherwise, she wouldn't be, in the process right now. But I think it's just the responsibility. So my biggest thing when I have those consultations, I am very blunt and upfront with my clients. I tell them
Mhm.
like, hey, this is going to be an emotional roller coaster. You're going to be overwhelmed. It's going to be times where you're like, oh my God, I don't think I can do this, but it's all going to be worth it in the end. Because there's just so many benefits. In the state of Ohio, rent is way higher than a mortgage right now.
Yeah.
So to be able to pay a mortgage, you're investing in yourself. You're able to take equity out your home over a time where you can go on vacation or invest in another property. It just makes more sense to always buy. And in my consultation, I kind of go over that like, hey, these are the challenges that you're going to see when purchasing, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be a huge reward in the end. So I think for her, she's just young. It's her first time. She doesn't realize, well, she's starting to realize the responsibility that comes with being a homeowner after the inspection, of course, even though the inspection was great. Um, it's just keeping them wheeled in. Like, hey, remember that initial conversation we had? You said that you were moving because of X, Y, and Z. So let's, stick to the plan. Let's get to the goal. It's going to be okay. And just kind of holding their hand through the process.
So do you think that everyone should become homeowners?
Yes. Everyone should be a homeowner for sure.
Okay. And what about, do you think that the workshop will be good for like investors, first time investors?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think people have this perception that investing in real estate is a whole nother process, but it's literally just purchasing a home. And once you purchase that home, it's kind of what you do with it after is the investment part of it. Because you can purchase a home, you can live in it, or you can purchase a home and rent it out. So I definitely think that it's a good idea for people to still come if they're looking to invest, because we'll still, if you're a first time investor, we're still going through the process of how to purchase that home. And we're also going to go over house hacking. So that would be great for investors.
Okay. Do you own a home?
I do.
Okay. Do you own like investment properties
I
or
have
rental
with my
properties?
sister. Me and my sister own a property.
And how has that benefited you?
It's benefited me a whole lot. It's a little challenging. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Being a landlord comes with its own challenges, like anything else. But it's very rewarding. It allowed me to set something up for my children in the future if this is something that they want to go into, and just creating generational wealth for them. So I love owning properties, honestly.
Do you think somebody has to be married or in a relationship to purchase a home?
No, ma'am, I'm single and I did it by myself. So you can do it by yourself. I have 2 children. There's no excuse. If you want to do this, you can definitely do it. And I promise you, it's so much simpler and easier than you think. Simpler
Okay.
than you think.
So, what advice would you give a single person who's trying to buy?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take risks. You know what I mean? Make sure you have your credit together, of course, a little savings, but I wouldn't be afraid. I would just go for it, honestly. Just make sure you have all your ducks in a row so you can be
Okay.
prepared.
And then you mentioned credit. What type of credit are they needing?
Typically at 620, that's what most lenders look for. We can get you approved at a 580, but that comes with challenges as well. So we really want you at like a 620, and then if you need any assistance, we really want you at like a 650.
Okay. Is there a down payment? You said assistance. What type of assistance?
Yeah, down payment, closing costs. We're tapped into all type of resources. So if you need any type of down payment assistance or money to go towards closing costs, we have lender partners that is able to, as long as you have the credit, obviously, to get you approved for that assistance.
Okay. And the closing costs, because some people don't understand that there's like two parts to it that we typically need. That's your down payment and your closing costs, which are two separate things. So your down payment always has to come from you as the buyer. It can be from a down payment assistance program. It can actually be a gift. So this is going to be a two-part question here. So when it's a gift, what will the client need?
Typically, a letter from whoever is granting them or gifting them the funds. And I tell people to let whoever know that's loaning you the funds or gifting you the funds that 9 times out of 10, the lender will be in their business a little bit. They'll ask for like bank statements, kind of show where the money is coming from. So basically, a letter saying, "Hey, I gifted such and such these funds," and a bank statement to show where the funds actually came from.
And then the closing costs, what do we normally do, or what do you normally do when the client needs closing costs? How does that work?
There's a couple different ways to go about getting closing costs. It honestly depends on the market. Right now, I have been seeing sellers pay a portion of the closing costs, and that's probably like our number one way to get closing costs. Seller's concession is just asking the seller to pay that portion of it. But there is some lenders that offer a percentage to go towards your actual closing costs and not your down payment. So it really just depends on that initial conversation and the consultation to see where you are, to see what direction we're going to go. Some lenders offer it, some don't. And if they don't, then we will typically ask the seller. I've been seeing seller paying closing costs lately. Now, back in 2021, 2022, no, ma'am. But right now, they're coming around a little bit.
Okay. And then is there any information or tips that you want to give to anyone that's listening in that maybe we didn't cover here?
Just be prepared. It's gonna be one of the biggest decisions you're gonna make in your life. So it's gonna be hard to kind of commit to it. But once you do, it's gonna be worth it. You have to think about that it's an investment for yourself. When you pay rent, you're literally paying your landlord's mortgage, probably sending their children to school or vacation or whatever the case may be, and you never see the return other than having a roof over your head. When you own, you build that equity in your home. You're paying for your own child to go to school and your own vacations. You literally pour into yourself, invest into yourself. So.
All right. Well, how can they find you on social media if they want to connect with you?
I am on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. My name is the same, Victoria_J12.
All right, there you have it, guys. Thank you guys for joining in. If you're not already following me, make sure you click the button to like this video so you can stay up on our next video. We're doing all kind of interviews and videos with the agents that are going to be presenting, as well as the partners that are going to be joining in, so you don't want to miss out on that. I will put the link to register for the home buyer workshop. We do still have some spaces available. That is October 4th. We hope to see you then. And thank you, Victoria, for joining in with me.
Thanks for having me.
All right. See you guys. Bye-bye.